Dr. Bill Crawford here, psychologist, speaker, author of 8 books, host of 2 PBS specials. Here again to bring you another tip on how to help you create the life you want, how to bring more clarity, confidence, creativity into everything you do. Today, I want to talk about drama. As a speaker, one of the things I do at the very beginning of many of my seminars is I say, okay, what bugs you? What triggers you? What gets under your skin? And almost always drama is one of the things that people write down. Could be at work, could be at home. People don't like drama. And yet it seems to be pretty prevalent in our lives. So if we don't like it, why is it so much a part of our life? There was a quote I ran across when I was kind of thinking about all this. It's from Brooke Hampton. He or she, I'm not sure which one it is, says, drama doesn't just walk into our life. We either invite it, create it, or keep it alive by associating with it. Now, this isn't about blaming us for all the drama in our life. It's just saying, hey, if we want to be able to influence how much drama in our life, we need to look at what part we may be playing, maybe unwittingly, in keeping it alive. So I like to look at the what, the why, and the how. The what is what's going on, why it's happening, and how we can do something about it. So let's dive into that. In terms of the quote, we either invite it, create it, or keep it alive by associating with it. We certainly don't want to be a person who invites drama. You know, have you noticed some people just kind of gravitate toward other people just to share their drama with them? And in their mind, this person is inviting the drama. Now, we may be not doing that consciously. It may be done out of a kind of a misplaced sense of, I don't know, empathy or trying to give someone a sympathetic ear. But if people think that we are a person that they can come and share their drama with, then without merely meaning to, we may be inviting it. We certainly don't want to be someone who creates it. Did you hear about so and so? Kind of stirring that pot. I don't think anybody who's listening to this particular, watching this video or listening to this podcast is one of those. But if we find ourselves doing that, we want to back off from that. The third one I think is the hardest to identify, but maybe the most powerful in terms of managing the drama in our life. We may be keeping it alive by associating with it. Again, if we listen to it and agree with it and then go, well, my goodness, and maybe say something about that, what we may be doing is giving people the signal of, again, we're a person they can bring their drama to. And again, it may be out of a misplaced idea or goal of being empathetic. To me, one of the things I teach in my seminars in terms of, resolving conflicts is empathy. But I don't talk about just being empathetic, because after a while, what that does is just gives people another reason to tell you all the bad things that are happening to them. I like to kind of say, okay, if my goal in a conversation is to direct the conversation toward a solution, when someone says something, I can be empathetic. I can say, I can see how you see it that way. And then I use a magic word and then I take the conversation somewhere else. So if someone were to come to me and start kind of talking about somebody else, stirring up drama, I'd say, yeah, I can see how you see it that way. And one of the things I've noticed about them is how good they are at this. Okay, where do they go with that, right? They're either going to, well, yeah, but okay, yeah, can certainly see how you see it that way. And I've loved how they've done this and this and this. So what I do is when someone comes to me with something that they want to share that I feel is really just about either bringing it, I don't want to be a person who invites it. I certainly don't want to be a person who creates it, but I also don't want to be a person who keeps it alive by associating with it. Now, why do we do that? It's because it doesn't really make a lot of sense, does it? It's because of how the brain processes information. For those of you who follow my life from the top of the mind philosophy, you know that it is this middle brain. It's the scanner, processor, router part of the brain that determines whether we go down into the lower brain and start to feel stress and frustration and anger, resentment and annoyance, or up to the upper 80% of the brain where we connect with our clarity, confidence, creativity, and compassion. But here's the deal. The middle brain has a negative bias because it's kept us alive as long as we've been on the planet by worrying about bad things happening. So what it does when someone comes to us with a negative story, which is about drama, it kind of, oh my goodness, I guess we need to pay attention to this, thinking that somehow we need to be worried about whatever they're bringing us because that's what keeps us alive. The middle brain isn't very smart and it's working with old software. So what we want to make sure we're doing is not trusting this middle brain to hear drama in a way that throws us into that lower brain and triggers emotions or behaviors that either feed it or associate it with and hopefully not create it. But that's why. The how. What I think we want to do instead is to make sure that we are not a person that people feel they can bring their drama to in order to be fed. And again, that's one of the ways of doing that is when it happens, we take it and we go another direction. Pretty soon, they're going to get the idea that every time they bring us something negative, we're going to go to the positive. And either they'll go to the positive with us, that'll be pretty cool, or they'll stop bringing us their negative because they know it's not going to be associated with and not going to be fed. So I think that is the how. Now, in order to do that, we need to be very clear that this is a gift to the person who's bringing the drama. So we're not kind of doing them some disservice by taking this and then going to a positive. We're giving them a reason to rethink is bringing drama the person you want to be. Would you recommend that to someone you love? So in many ways, giving them an opportunity to shift from that person who brings the drama to a person that maybe brings something more meaningful, purposeful, uplifting, something we would teach or recommend to someone we love, I think could be a gift to them. Whether they see it as a gift or not is up to them, but at least we're giving them that opportunity. So if you found yourself in the past as someone who kind of people bring a lot of drama to, it could be that they see you as a person who's either inviting it or feeding it, giving it a place to live and associating with it. Again, I'm sure you're not somebody who creates it, but if you are, we might want to change that because again, it's probably not something you would recommend to someone you love. Hope you're finding these videos valuable. I'm loving to be able to give them to you. I try to keep them short. I know we're all busy. By the way, for those of you who like my life from the top of the mind philosophy, how to kind of shift from this old reactive part of who we are to the more proactive, clear, confident, creative, top of the mind, this is what I do. I get to go around the world teaching individuals and organizations what's going on, why it's happening, and how to shift. I have a model that actually spells brain that will shift us from the lower brain to the top of the brain, engage the brain in a way that deals with stress in under 45 seconds. If you're interested in me coming and talking to your organization about that, all you got to do is go to my website, billcrawfordphd.com, hit the contact button, let me know what you're interested in. Love to help you with that. In the meantime, here's to you, neither inviting it, creating it, or associating with the drama in your life as we go forward. Here's to you bringing more clarity, confidence, creativity into everything you do. And I look forward to seeing you in the future.